Are you kidding me?
With a sleek 11-inch screen in 14 hours.
He said something went wrong.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Sleepy Lizard live stream. My name is Tom Siddons, and I am the owner of Sleepy Lizard Avocado Farm. And I am joined by my beautiful fruit-loving wife, Noe.
Hey guys.
Today we're going to be talking about mangoes. We're also going to be talking about avocados, but we are smack in the middle of mango season, maybe even a little past the middle, moving a little more toward the end of mango season. And you see that we are surrounded in front of us, behind us. We are surrounded by mangoes. We probably have 3 dozen varieties of mango here with us. We have our towel ready. Here's a knife for you.
You're ready, man.
Here's a knife for me. And we're gonna be eating some mangoes. Now, first thing I wanna ask is, we're new to this live stream thing. I'm gonna start doing this about once a month. But the main thing I wanna ask is, can you hear us? Is the audio coming through on the live stream? Let me know if you could hear me on there. And it looks like we've got 22 people, so hey, thanks for coming out. I know I'm competing with like the Republican National Convention, and so it's not lost on me that I've got some pretty stiff competition. I didn't realize that this morning. But let's see. Okay, Ann Garden, Oscar, everyone's saying you could hear us okay. So Noe, remember, you got to project your voice. Noe's a very quiet girl. She doesn't project her voice when she speaks. She's on TV. She's actually an actress. She's on Univision, but they mic you up, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, this kind of thing, you got to project your voice because, well, I need to work on some kind of audio system, but I'm at this point, I think I'm too old where I really don't feel like learning a whole new thing. And also, after picking fruit and shipping fruit and doing all the things, fixing equipment, doing all the things we got to do all day, I'm tired at the end of the day. I don't have the energy I used to, and plus this heat really saps your energy. But we are going to add in a monthly live stream. This is the first one we've ever planned, the first one we've ever given notice to, and I'm glad you're all here. So first, let's see who's here and if there was any questions. So we've got Chris. How you doing, man? Chris, we just exchanged some emails. So Chris Farr, you see him here in the comments. I accidentally sent him an extra box of mangoes. Remember Monday night when we were packing?
Yeah.
We were working since 8 in the morning.
So hard.
It was like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I had a stack of avocado labels and a stack of mango labels, and I carelessly mixed the two together, and we ended up putting a bunch of mango labels on avocado boxes, avocado labels on mango boxes. So I had to go back and figure all that out. And when I got to Chris's name, I said, you know, I don't think I owe him a box of mangoes, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I sent Chris an extra box of mangoes, which he sent me an email today saying, I got a box of mangoes from you that I didn't order, and he offered to pay. Every now and then I make a mistake like that. My customers always offer to pay, and I never take the money. Chris, that's a gift from us to you. Every now and then I'll send a customer a box of some fruit just because. So Chris, how you doing? Joe Blow, love the name. Ayo, how you doing, buddy? Instinct, hey, how's it going? Ann Garden, hi. The Gay Space. Did I pronounce that right? The Gay Space. Hi to you. Joe Blow, $5 for a shot of liquor. I have no idea what you're referring to. Marcus Welby, you heard that the Bartlett variety tastes delicious. You might be referring to the Balliet variety, which is our house variety mango.
We love it.
And and unfortunately, I don't have any of those with us because that's an early season. That variety of mango starts in the month of May, and we're already picked clean on that. Now, the reason you may be calling it the Bartlett is because I did a video with a kid by the name of Sawyer Bartelt. He's the #1 high school wrestler in America. He got a full ride to Iowa this year. I don't know, Iowa State. I can't remember. I think it was Iowa. Yeah. Anyways, big time wrestler. He's in the ag program locally, and his name is Sawyer Bartelt. And me and him grafted a bunch of Balliet variety mangoes, which are out in the shade house doing just fine. And if you want an update on those, you can look at our YouTube shorts, or sometimes I'll mix them into my videos to give a little bit of an update. No, can you hand me my drink?
Sure.
Georgia Gardner, Mango Heaven. We're in Mango Heaven right now.
Oh my God.
We really are. And you know, every day, the night before, I print out all my labels. And then the morning before I head out the door, there might be a dozen that came in overnight. I'll print more labels, and then I know how much I need to pick. I always pick about 25% more than I need, because by the time I get back from the Grove, I got more orders. I'll get more orders that night. So every day I get home, we pack the boxes. We think we're gonna have all these mangoes for us to eat, and we end up selling them. But we're gonna go through all these, well, as many as we can, or as many make sense, with you tonight, and share with you this collection we have here, because it was kind of cool the way we got it. I'm trying to look young by not wearing my glasses. I might as well just leave them on. I think taking them on and off calls more attention to the fact that I'm an old man who wears glasses. Okay, here we go. Oscar Esclera, audio's good. Thank you, Ann. Thank you. Okay, Frosty made it. How you doing, Frosty? Good to see you out there. And I hate the fact that people are deleting your comments. I don't know what it is. People are afraid of free speech. I think I've deleted 2 comments just because they were so like very pointed at another person and just absolutely inappropriate. But I don't care what kind of ideas people express on my YouTube channel. I mean, shit, if I deleted comments of everyone who disagreed with me, I'd probably have less than half the comments I do. I love people who disagree with me on this channel. Okay, here we go. Frosty, you can't wait to get bananas. I can't wait till you grow your bananas also. Is it actually a hot take to say that mango skins taste good too? Instinct. Maybe this chewing and swallowing the skin, but we mango lovers all the time. In fact, Noe met mother and daughter, Venezuelan mother and daughter, at a yoga event, and invited them back here to do yoga at the farm like a week later. And I had mamey, I had longanians, I had jackfruit, we had all kinds of fruit to share with them. And I caught the daughter, like she ate her mango, and then she was like scraping the flesh off the skin. That's a mango lover.
Yeah.
And I was doing that today when I ate a mango. I can't remember the variety, but it was do you remember the name of that one? Oh, it was one of those names that's like numbers. We'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you eat whatever you want. There's actually some varieties of avocado too where you can eat the skin. These green-skinned avocados that we grow, the skin's a little thick. It's more like a light shell. But I grow a variety called Brogdon where you could actually eat the skin, or at least chew through it. You can eat the avocado like an apple. Marcus, you missed me at Mango Fest. Yeah, I just didn't get my butt in gear. I don't know what, it just didn't work out for me. You know, I was trying to figure out a way I could sort of, I don't know, I just couldn't make it work. And it was a big loss, especially when I saw all the videos of the varieties that got tasted there. And of course, that's where all my newest friends are. You know, I've been meeting all you people in the mango world, so I missed you. I was at the Fairchild Tropical Gardens Mango Fest along with Noe last weekend, and that's where we got most of these varieties that we're gonna start eating. Jesse Smith, hello to both of us. Yeah, you can understand it's hard work, but work we love it is. I mean, tonight we have these, they're such characters. There's a married couple that run a fruit stand down the street.
Oh, they're the best.
They call me every day, hey, we need mangoes, hey, we need avocados, you know, and I run out, but we always end up hanging out for like an hour. And you know, I'll be out of breath and sweaty, and all I want to do is like jump in the shower, but I just love the people in this industry. Don't get me wrong, there's some dicks too. But I love the people in this industry so much. It's a lot of fun. And you know, when I'm out picking, when we're like, we just picked what, about 4 hours ago,
yeah,
right?
4 hours ago.
In fact, we picked some of these, like this right here behind me is one we picked today. This kit variety here. I can't remember what I was gonna say. Oh, when I'm out picking, I actually feel connected with you guys. Because I know I've already saw your name. I've already printed your label. I'm out in the Grove, literally filling your order and thinking to myself, this box is going to go out tonight. It's going to get to their house maybe tomorrow, the next day, the day after, and they're going to be so happy. you know, when they bite into that fruit. Okay. Great or good? Good to see you. That's 2 weeks in a row I see on my streams. You've been giving the pregnant woman across the street mango and avocado. She's loving it. I wasn't, when you started out and giving the pregnant woman, I wasn't sure where that comment was going, but I'm glad you're giving her mango and avocado, and I'm sure she's loving it. Robert, do I do in-person sales and testings? You know, Truly Tropical up in Del Rey was curious if we do, and you would definitely be worth the drive to try different mangoes. Robert, let me tell you about that. We are down, not even a dirt road. It's almost like a path to get to our house. I have no traffic. I have no, like getting here is a chore. People get lost all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. And so it's a little hard for me to have a retail site. But people do come all the time. People find me on YouTube. They go to the About section. They get my information. They send us a text or an email, and we have appointments. We do tours. Whatever fruit is in season on the trees, I let people pick and take home, or whatever we have, you know, to eat and share from the other groves that I have. And people have a good time. Now, there's two things I'm thinking of doing. One is in the late winter, I'm thinking of doing like an avocado grafting party. And give me some feedback on what you guys think of this. But a party, burgers, hot dogs, maybe a bluegrass band, some music, right? And people come to graft avocados. So we'll set up a bunch of tables like this, all outside. And we'll, you know, people could bring their seedlings, people could bring their own cuttings, bring their own grafting tools. But not everyone has seedlings, not everyone has cuttings. So I'm gonna have seedlings available. We'll have cuttings available. People could trade cuttings. You know, I may show up with a Simmons variety, you show up with a Monroe.
I love that idea.
You know, and we swap. And then what I'm gonna have too is a bunch of us roaming, like 5 or 6 roving experts who are gonna kind of help people graft and answer their questions. And so we'll be announcing that, and that will be here on the farm. I'll have to figure out some kind of parking situation and get like a little hayride kind of thing to get people down our path. The second thing I think I'm going to do when my avocados really start coming in is I'm going to announce a little pop-up fruit stands down on the main road off of our little path. You know, it's just going to be like a little lemonade stand, you know, like $1 an avocado or something like that. And that would be another way to come by and get fruit directly from us. Yeah, greater good. Sharing fruit with your neighbors during a sparse mango season. I'm a football coach, and people at the football season kind of, you know, they're like my wife's chickens. Like they come to the door when they see her in the kitchen because they know they're about to get scraps, you know. People see me coming this time of year, and, you know, they're used to me like handing out bags. You know, I'm like, all right, let's go. Mango for you, lychees for you, you know. And it hasn't been that way this year. And unfortunately, when you exceed people's expectations often enough, the exceeded expectation becomes the new expectation. So if last year it was a bonus that I gave you mangoes, this year people are pissed that I'm not, but you know, what can you do? Mother Nature did what she did. Do me a favor, give me a little bit of that mango drink. Stir it up here with this knife. Okay. My son took a big, fat Valencia Pride mango, and I don't know what other ingredients he put in there, but he made Noe and I mango juice for us to drink while we do this stream.
There you go, hon.
Okay.
Careful.
Yeah, gay space. You scrape the flesh to get all the fruit because, yeah, in Michigan, you got to take all you can get. You're right. You know, even here, we get certain varieties that we just love. I tried one called a White Perry the other day. And, I couldn't get enough of it. I just could not get enough. Roberto N., greetings from Santa Paula, California. You enjoy all our videos. Thank you. And you're 3 hours behind out there. You're probably just getting home from work out there. Javier, hi. DJ Billman Narces, new to your video, a game changer. You were at the festival. Oh, dang it. I'll be at it next year, however they do it. You know, we'll figure out a way to get there for next year. And then Frosty wants to know, how is the Gros Michel banana? The Gros Michel banana, Frosty, is delicious. And for people who don't know, Frosty grows bananas. He lives in Vermont. And he grows all kinds of... Yeah, you know Frosty. Yeah. And he grows all kinds of tropical foods up there, fruits up there, trees. he hasn't gotten a lot of them to fruit yet. Now his garden goes great. He gets amazing tomatoes and stuff and berries and stuff like that. But he's trying to get some tropical fruit to grow. And one of the things he's growing is bananas. And he's asking about the Gros Michel. The Gros Michel is the banana, that's French for the Big Mike. And that's the banana that was the industry standard up till about the late 50s, early 60s, something like that. And then they all got wiped out in a blight. And they were replaced with the Cavendish banana, which is that sort of I hate to talk bad about it, but it's that kind of flavorless standard banana we get at the grocery store now. You can't grow Gros Michel on a commercial basis because that blight just hits them and they die no matter where you are in the world. But you can grow them as a backyard grower. It's worth the effort. And man, when you bite into those things, it's the flavor that like banana flavoring is based on. And people say, oh, that's a myth. They just copied, like they understood the chemicals and they copied the chemicals, and the scientists that made that flavor never tasted the banana. Okay, you can get into all the detail you want. They figured out what a banana tasted like, and they replicated the flavor. And if you've had banana pudding, banana taffy, any kind of banana candy or filling that's based on the artificially flavored, and then you bite into a Gros Michel, it's the same exact flavor. And you'd swear you were eating something man-made. So obviously, Frosty, I'm a big fan. What do we have for avocados? Javier wants to know. Okay, well, oh yeah, I got it. No, we grabbed those 2 avocados. So, yeah. Right now, we are in Donny season. Donnies typically start mid to late May. This year, the avocados were a little delayed. I don't know if it's because we didn't get a lot of rain earlier in the year, but Donnies we usually start in mid-May. We're usually done by the end of June with Donnies, but Donnies started a little later this year. And then I started even later. I didn't start picking my Donnies till July 5th. We're also doing Simmons, the Simmons variety. And Simmons, I usually start in June. I didn't start these guys till this week, so July 6th, 7th, 8th, like the 15th or so. And the good news about starting late, and I don't have any scientific data to back this up, but it's something I've observed myself, and anecdotally, a lot of people agree with me, especially with the Donny. If you leave it on the tree a little longer, it tends to be a little less watery and a little more tasty than if you pick it right away in the month of May. The Donny is known to be a mild variety, but it does get a little more flavorful when you leave it on the tree. The problem with the Donnies is when you leave them on the tree too late, usually with an avocado, you have 7 to 10 days after you pick it till it softens and it's ready to eat. The Donnies only give you about 5 or 6 days, so I gotta pick these things and get them out the door. So we got Donnies right now. We got Simmons right now. We also have Pollock. There's probably a Pollock behind me. That looks like a Donny or a little, that's a Donny. Mm-hmm. I'm picking Pollock right now also, but primarily we're doing Donny and Simmons, as is the whole market. We're kind of just wrapping up with Donny and just getting going with Simmons. The Simmons is one of my favorite varieties. Can I get my little drink there?
Sure.
Let me get a sip of this.
It's good?
Yeah, did you taste yours?
No.
It tastes just like biting into a mango. My son is 15 years old. He's such a good cook.
Wow.
He gets all these recipes off TikTok, and all these little tips and stuff that he does.
Wow.
Ray R. Am I planning to have mango scions this year? Not only am I planning to, I already did. They've already come and gone. In fact, Noe, can you do me a favor? Mm-hmm. Can you grab that pot right there? Yeah. And can you grab my grafting kit over there? And guys, let me just take a sip of this mango juice. Mm-hmm.
What's your grafting kit?
That red bag. Where's my towel? Those of you who watch my channel know that I eat tropical fruit with a towel, not paper towels.
There you go, hon.
Okay, so the question that was just asked by Ray, and Ray, I apologize. The mango scion are a little more in season, say like in the month of like May, June, early July. I mean, they're still in season now, but I started selling them and I've already harvested a bunch of them. So I don't have them on my website anymore because I've run out. But let's see if I can find a good one here. But what Ray is talking about, scions, is cuttings. So this is a pot full of cuttings from a Valencia Pride mango tree. And I was out picking today. My Valencias are long gone, but I happened to see some decent cuttings that popped up. So I have some people that wanted them. And so a scion is what we use to graft. It's what we use to clone, because you see in front of me here, everything from this little bitty turpentine to these gigantic Valencia Prides. The turpentine looks like almost like a little golf ball. The Valencia Pride is oblong. I already showed you this huge kit that is kidney shaped. And we already talked about, you know, some varieties are early, like May, June, some are mid, June, July, and some are late, July, August, and even into September. Well, if you want to clone those varieties, you can't just plant a seed from a Valencia Pride and get a Valencia Pride mango. You have to clone the trees. And the way we clone the trees is by taking cuttings, and cuttings are called scions. So that's what Ray was referring to. That is a scion from a Valencia Pride tree. So the original mother tree that gave the first fruit that looked like this, people took cuttings of it and cloned it by fusing it into other trees. And then we got cuttings of those and cuttings of cuttings and cuttings. So the tree that I picked this from is genetically identical to the tree that I took this cutting from. And this is something someone will cut and fuse, and I'm going to be sending these out to customers to ask for them. And so Ray, I'm already sold out, buddy. Sorry about that. DJ, you'd want to come to like an avocado grafting party? All right, let's make that happen. Let's make that happen. The main thing I got to sort out is parking.
Yeah.
Because we used to have an abandoned property behind us that we had tons of parking whenever, like we used to have these monster 150, 200 people
Huge
parties.
parties.
People bring their
Huge
campers, bring their
parties.
tents. Yeah. And so, okay. So who do we got here now? Socks in the Garden. That sounds super fun. It does sound super fun. This is a great community of people. Noe, while I'm doing this, why don't you find one of these named varieties from Fairchild Tropical Gardens. Try to pick one that looks like it might be worthwhile to try. And something, is it soft?
Yeah.
That's still a little hard.
No.
How about this one here? Why don't we look at this one? This is called a tehua.
Tehua.
Yeah, I think I told a joke in a video the other day that it sounds like hot twa. But don't hate me for that. That was a bad joke. It was a spur of the moment.
So are you sure? It's
Yeah,
soft?
we're gonna cut open the tehua. And these mangoes here in front of us were given to us by the organizers of the Fairchild Tropical Garden Mango Festival. I was one of the speakers, and Noe was like a helper, like throwing out, you know, gifts and prizes and stuff into the audience.
It was fun.
And they gave us a bunch of mangoes as a way of saying thank you. And a lot of them are varieties I not only have never heard of, but obviously if I didn't hear of it, I
You
never
ready?
tried it before. I am ready. Like
Tehua.
now, tehua. Now, I've never heard of a tehua. This is an ivory. We're going to take you through them, but what do you think? Okay.
It's not bad.
No, it's definitely different. It's tart, a little on the mild side. And one thing I will say about tasting mangoes, don't ever just taste one and decide whether you hate or love that mango, because again, to this Valencia Pride, I've get them sometimes, they come off the tree, they're so sweet, they make you so happy, you just want to hug somebody. And then other times, I think when there's a lot of rain and stuff like that, they could be a little bit mild. But yeah, not knocking my socks off.
No, it's okay. Like 1 to 10, I'll say 3.
Can you go get a Tupperware, and whatever we don't eat, we'll put in the Tupperware so we can finish it tomorrow?
Okay.
I'm doing it.
Clean this.
I'm doing the skin thing.
Yeah, you are.
All right, where are we at? Okay, Chris, you're down with the avocado grafting party. Fantastic. Well, then you're invited. Greater Good. Mango and carambola makes an excellent juice blend. Yeah, you're right. Carambola is another name for star fruit. A lot of you are familiar with star fruit. Most people know star fruit as a garnish. They don't think of it as a fruit you can eat, and they certainly don't think of it as a fruit you're like, wow, I really like that. But there are varieties, just like there's varieties of mango, there's varieties of carambola or star fruit that'll knock your socks off. We have a very sweet variety that we grow in the backyard. I don't sell them commercially, but we eat them ourselves and make juice out of them, and they are just amazing. And they fruit 3 times a year. I almost always have some fruit on them. There's a couple of months with some bare patches. Bowl of seeds. You just want to get super drunk, pass out until nighttime where it's at least cooler. Yeah, that's cool. People do that here all the time. Well, when we were younger, not so much now that we're in our 50s, but yeah, man, bring a tent, bring a hammock, get drunk and pass out. Marcus Welby, can I talk a little bit about the Fairchild Mango Fest last weekend? What I liked, what I disliked, and what they could do better. Okay, Marcus, that's the first time I was ever at that Mango Fest. It was the first time I was ever at like a proper organized, Mango Fest. A lot of you met me at the Father's Day Mango tasting at Tropical Acres last year, which was a great event. But to me, that was more like a party or a meetup. This was like an actual event with an agenda. And I don't mean an agenda as in a purpose to deceive people. I mean like literally a schedule with planned events at certain times. And it's been going on forever. Okay, so to your questions, I'll just take your questions in the order you asked them. What did I like? Okay, I'll tell you what I like. First of all, I like the people. I love the people in this community. I love meeting people who are passionate about eating tropical fruit and growing tropical fruit because they're just nice people. And actually, my introduction, if any of you in the audience were in the audience at Fairchild Tropical Gardens, you heard me say that I believe one of life's greatest pleasures is to gather together with a group of people who share a common passion, like us right here on this live stream. Now, at 9 o'clock, Donald Trump is speaking. Some of you are going to love that speech. Others of you are going to hate it. And before you go to bed, some of you are going to say a prayer to one God and some to another, and some don't pray at all. You're going to root for different countries in the Olympics next week, right? But right now, we're all together with this passion. And that's actually how I did my introduction for my talk at the Mango Festival. And I like that. I love the people. And I loved there were a few like stands and vendors there that were like, they were mango centric and they were tropical fruit centric. And they made things like smoothies and juice. I must have drank a gallon of different fruit juices while I was there. So I loved that part of it. My dislikes, there were certain things I disliked. Like I think there were some things that just weren't really, they were like incongruent with the theme of the party. So there was like your kind of like typical vendors that would be at any art festival, at any food truck get together. They weren't really mango oriented. And I would like to see that place stuffed to the gills with mango, 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 mango. Another thing, but you can't fault Fairchild Tropical Gardens for this, there was a lack of varieties this year.
Yeah.
But if you're on this live stream, this year has been a horrible year, especially for us down south, for mangoes. It's just been a very low production year. And then I think you said something to the effect of, what can they do better? Okay, well, they can't do nothing about a good year or a bad year of mangoes, right? That's Mother Nature. But I think an improvement would be, like next year, if we get a good crop, a decent crop, would be to like start picking toward the end of May and maybe chilling some of the early varieties and then getting some middle ones and some later ones and having a bigger, broader variety of mangoes for people not only to taste, but to bring home. I mean, let's face it, you don't go to the Fairchild Tropical Gardens to taste a Valencia Pride that you can get at any fruit stand, Mm-hmm. Now this guy here, like this ivory I was looking at, or some of these other ones here, Bronchi Moon and all that stuff. Yeah, that's what people are there and that's what they want to taste. And so that's about it. I mean, they've been really doing this event really good forever. They know what they're doing. Let's see. Where will this be, James? That little avocado party I was talking about here at Sleepy Lizard Avocado Farm. DJ Billman, you'd love to take me to Guadalupe with you. That sounds like it's in another country. I barely leave my own zip code these days. But hit me up, I may be into it. Your friend has a greenhouse up in the UP, which I'm guessing is the Upper Peninsula, gay space. You said you're from Michigan. And he's growing and fruiting mango. Wow, I would love to get a picture or a little video clip of a tree, a mango tree producing mangoes up in the Upper Peninsula. So when people are from Michigan, they always show you where they live because Michigan's shaped like a hand. And I think like Detroit's here and Canada's here. I think the Upper Peninsula is like way the hell up here. Like there are places in Canada that are south of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So of all the places you would not expect to find tropical fruit, that's definitely one. That's impressive. Fern Fins, hi from Miami, Florida. You just got here. How can you buy our product in person? I just mentioned that earlier. Go to the About section in my in the YouTube channel, and my contact info is there. We don't have a retail space, but people come by all the time. Frosty, you don't really like Cavendish bananas at the store. You're stuck on them bananas, ain't you? Yeah, I don't like those Cavendish bananas either. Greater Good, Mango Fest in West Palm Beach tried to be the opposite of Fairchild. Keep the attorneys out of it. I don't know what that means. Yeah. Chris Farr, Tom's avocados are the only ones we eat around here. That's great, Chris. I hope you like them. What did I give you? I can't remember. I'm hoping I put a couple of little purple ones in there that would have been labeled Zill. And that's the Zill family that comes up with all the specialties. And you know what, Noe, while I'm yapping, can you cut a piece of this Valencia Pride?
Oh my God, yes.
Because I want to talk about sort of the evolution of our beloved fruit. So I'm holding in my hand a Hayden variety mango. And Hayden used to be the workhorse mango, the commercial workhorse mango. It was, it first came about in, I think, like 1904. And it was a crossbreed from I'm not sure if probably a I don't know what seed, but it was the crossbreed of a Mulgoba and a Turpentine, maybe a Mulgoba seed and Turpentine pollen. I'm not sure what the origin. Well, no, I guess it would have been a Mulgoba tree. Yeah, a Mulgoba tree and a Turpentine tree. One of them fertilized the other, and Hayden mango was born.
Really?
Yes, in 1904. And before that, Turpentine, I don't have a Mulgoba, but those were the two primary commercial varieties. So you had the Hayden, and that became the commercial workhorse. Then the Hatcher, then the Tommy Atkins, which is this guy right here, these big, fat, when you think of like a classic Florida mango, that's the big, round, fat Tommy Atkins. And then after that, we started getting other varieties like the Valencia Pride, the Glen, the Kit. The Kit is right here. The Kent, no, can you reach that mango right there? Yes, that's the one. This is a Kent mango. These are all the commercial workhorse mangoes. Cut that Hayden up too. Here's a Tommy right in front of me.
Are you going to try this?
Of course I am. I'm not going to not try a Valencia Pride. Are you kidding me? And so we've got everything in front of us here, from the workhorse commercial varieties to like individual ones that I think people grew in their backyards and might only exist on one tree, or they might exist on one tree or very few trees in the Fairchild collection. And fruit is selected for several factors. One, of course, is eating quality. The other is vigor. How fast does the tree grow? The other is disease resistant. Does the fruit and the tree resist disease? The next is yield. Does the tree give a lot of fruit when it fruits? And the last one is consistency. So if it gives a lot of fruit, but it only gives fruit every 3 or 4 years, it's an inconsistent tree. So you get a fruit like that Hayden. Did you just cut it up? Give me the other half of that Hayden. Okay. You get a fruit like the Hayden. Hayden is steady Eddie. We get them almost every year. They were kind of bad this year, but this year is like an outlier year, right? Excellent producer, very high consistency, This one obviously has anthracnose because it wasn't sprayed, but they do stay pretty clean.
It's amazing.
Yeah, they stay pretty clean if you keep up with them, and they taste amazing. That's why, and they have a good shelf life. That's why they were really good as a commercial variety. Now, some of these little specialty ones, on the other hand, I don't know anything about the ivory. I guess I could look it up. But like, you know, you got here the ivory, you got this one called a Bachelor. What do we have around here? We've got one here called the Velen Coldenabin. Boy, that looks like it's gonna taste good. You know, or I have out in my backyard Gary mango, which is one of the most delicious, not just mangoes, but delicious flavors I've ever eaten in my life. But the Gary is known to be a light producer, and it's also known to take a year or two off. So you do good on taste, you do good on disease resistance. Not the most vigorous tree. It's growing about mid compared to my other ones. Not consistent at all, and not a high yield. So that's not a tree that's not a mango that's really going to become a commercial variety like the, where are they? Like our Valencia Pride right here, or the Hayden. Did you have a Hayden?
Yeah.
All right. The Hayden, I love the Hayden. This reminds me of when I first moved to Florida.
So good.
Yeah.
Where's it down?
Right.
What
Do I have juice all over my
between
thing?
us? What
Yeah.
is between us?
I have juice all over me. Wow. I mean, that's a mango.
It's so good.
That's just a
It's so
mango
good.
right
It's
there.
real
Yum.
good. Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're not from Florida, like Gay Space, you're from Michigan up there, right? It's kind of uncool. Like, people are talking about the Fairchild Tropical Garden Festival. They're talking about Mango Fest up in Delray or wherever it was. It's kind of not cool to admit you like a Hayden.
It's not.
You know, it's like riding a Huffy. You know, it's like a run of the mill. It's like drinking Bud Light. I love a Hayden. I love a Tommy. It's not cool to admit you love Tommies. I love a Tommy
Glen.
variety. I love the Glen variety. I love the workhorse varieties. And if you had a backyard and you can only put one or two trees in it, I would say all day, every day, you plant the Valencia Pride.
Valencia Pride.
Super high vigor. It grows so fast. High yield,
It's so good.
consistent, and a delicious flavor. And when you get like a good one,
So
it's
juicy.
yeah, it's juicy. It's got coconut, and you get a ton of flesh off of them. So let me take a bite of the Valencia.
No, no, it's easier.
And the reason we're starting with these commercial varieties, they tend to fall into the classically flavored mango. There's classic flavors, there's Indo-Chinese, and there's unique. And what I find is the Indo-Chinese ones have like a resiny or fragrant kind of
Strong flavor.
strong flavor that kind of destroys your palate for
but-
more mangoes. What?
No, and don't scare them. It's not destroy your palate.
Well, it's not like you gotta go to the doctor.
Exactly. It's so you're being dramatic. It's so strong. It's so strong that you have a hard time tasting stuff after. You gotta wait like 10 minutes or maybe eat a cracker.
Honey, can I tell you something?
What?
That's what destroys your palate means.
Yeah, but
I don't mean
you
like the
sound-
physical
it sounds
damage
so
to the roof of your
dramatic.
mouth.
It sounds so
You know?
dramatic.
But it's not uncommon where people taste wines and stuff like that. You have to cleanse the palate.
Cleanse, yeah.
Yeah, and so
I like
what
that
we
better.
do is we start out with the classics and move. Now the problem is we don't know a lot of these mangoes,
No,
right?
we don't.
But we just ate two classics. I mean, two just standard Florida mangoes. They just remind me of moving to Florida in
You want the other
1996.
half?
No, you could have it. Well, hey, pace yourself. We got a lot of mangoes to eat.
Okay. I have a lot of space.
Why don't you tell them about your new favorite? Speaking of,
Turpentine.
yeah, speaking of admitting, see, even this shake now doesn't taste as good because I filled my mouth up with so much mango flavor. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Okay, speaking of admitting that you like an unpopular mango variety, you gotta have big balls to admit you like the turpentine. And you
I like it.
love the turpentine. So cut one open.
Don't
tell
tell
them
Paul.
why. Well, Paul's probably watching this. Tell them why you don't like the turpentine while I look at some chat.
What I like it?
Or why you do like the turpentine.
I
Tell them
love
why you
it.
like it.
I love it. Okay, so I love it because, okay, my grandma had a farm and we have two varieties of mangoes. We have one that was big, they didn't have like you know, a lot of flesh, and this one has a lot of fiber in it. And we had one that had a lot of fiber in it. It was super, super sweet. So I remember climbing the trees and grabbing a mango just similar to this and opening it with my mouth, and all the fiber got into my teeth, and it was very uncomfortable the whole day. But I remember loving the flavor, and it reminds me of that.
Now listen as she cuts this.
Okay.
Actually, let me do it so they can hear.
Yeah.
You want to talk about fiber. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but and then even to pop out the spear, you have to like break it. See, it don't want to come out. And see how the juice dripping? Oof.
Ooh.
See, look, yeah. You have to like rip this thing out. It is so full of fiber. See, the flesh wants to stay inside. Look at that. Go ahead, Millie.
Ooh,
You might want to go floss your teeth after this one. And in addition to the fiber, it also has a tart taste to it.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's
Now
so
there's people who love fibrous mangoes. And there's a range of fiber. They're not all as fiber as this, and they're not all fiber free. Some have a little bit of fiber, some have more. The turpentine is all fiber. And
Yeah.
there's people who love to just sit there and suck the juice and nurse a little turpentine mango or one like it for an hour or more.
Yeah.
We growers like the turpentine because,
Look at the fiber. You see?
and we like the turpentine because the seeds, we use the seeds for our rootstock for grafting. So earlier I showed you that cutting. I showed you we fuse these cuttings with seed-grown seedlings. We love to grow the seeds from turpentine mangoes. They tend to have good quality for rootstock.
Really?
And a turpentine mango is polyembryonic, which means that each seed produces more than one seedling, which that's also good for a farmer because I only have to plant one seed and I'll get three or four seedlings out of it. But also, all but one of those seedlings is a clone of the mother tree. So if I know the turpentine produces good rootstock, and it's, you know, all but one of its babies are clones, then I know I'm going to continue to get good rootstock off the turpentine. And what rootstock, you've got rootstock and budwood. Budwood is what you're trying to clone. Rootstock is the seed-grown portion of what you're grafting onto. And we like the turpentine. I've heard it said that it doesn't do as well in California, but that starts to get a little over my head, that kind of specific
mix over
knowledge.
here.
Tell them more about your turpentine.
It's so sweet. It's good. Listen, it has
Okay,
a lot of fiber.
DJ Billman, that's how you spent, specifically from the islands. DJ, are you the guy we met? My wife and I just happened to come up to a couple. They might have had a little kid with them, or was it just a couple?
When?
At the Fairchild Mango Fest, and we asked them what they were tasting.
Yeah. I
Anyway, yeah, we
remember.
met a couple from the islands who was
Very nice couple.
They would have rathered more varieties too, but it was a tough year for mangoes. I mean, we're getting clobbered as farmers this year. I'm not making near what I normally make on mangoes. It's going to be a little tight for a minute.
Okay, I need
Chris
to count.
Farr has the same shirt. Yeah, you're a very good customer, Chris, and I appreciate that. Frosty, you never tasted blue Java mangoes. They're amazing. Or blue Java bananas. They're amazing.
They're so
And they have a great texture also. Artful Watcher, you wish it was easy to find Fairchild mango selections in the history of recommended varieties or perhaps a master list. Okay, you know, a minute ago I was asked what we could do to make the Fairchild Tropical Gardens Mango Festival better. That might be one of the, you know, maybe a presenter does that. I mean, that's a great idea. Frosty's trying to grow mango. Frosty, you're gonna love it when you grow mango. And in fact, Frosty, the next time we go up to Pennsylvania, we want to come visit you. I want to see the Frosty operation up there.
Yeah, I do.
Artful Watcher, your family immediately recognized the Tommy Atkins as inferior to Glenn based on the fiber at a tasting. Yes, the Tommy has fiber. I'll tell you a trick, and you can pass this on to your family. If you pick a Tommy when it starts to kind of get purple, or just before, and then you let it soften on your counter, but don't let it soften as much as you would let soften another variety of mango. So that when you're cutting into it, you actually have to work the knife through. A little under ripened, technically, Tommies are best. Yeah, they're not the best mango out there, But there is, a lot of why people don't like Tommy's is because they buy them in the supermarket, because I think it's the most common commercially grown mango in the world. So most people are buying them in the supermarket, which means it was imported from another country, which means it was picked early, which means that it was chilled, and it was also gassed in. And so that kills the flavor. It kills the flavor of all our fruits and vegetables. That's why store-bought tomatoes usually suck. Store-bought corn doesn't taste as good as if you buy it at the roadside. Apples, you always want to go the apple orchard at Halloween time, right? And get your own. Same thing. You grow a Tommy in your backyard, pick it a little earlier than you'd normally pick a mango, and open it a little earlier. It's better. But yeah, it's not the top mango, that's for sure. Gay Space, you'll get me some pictures. Thank you. I want to see that. Ray R, thanks for the info on Scions. What late season mangoes are you growing? Right now, I've got Kit, I've got Palmer, and my latest late season is Ford. We don't even start picking those till the end of August, but I didn't get any this year because it's such a crappy year. But I'm lucky because I've got Ford and Palmer that could take me into like September, October. But by then, like, the mango frenzy has cooled down. Even though I have mangoes, people don't order them as much that time of year. Doug made it. Nice seeing us. I sent you a text. I gave you a personal invitation, Doug, because I never give you enough heads up. Thanks for coming. Georgia Gardner, how long will mango season last? Okay, well, I just said hello to Doug. Doug gave me a mango tree, what day? Whatever, Friday, whatever day it was.
Yeah,
Monday,
Friday.
I don't remember. A Rosy Gold variety. Rosy Gold actually fruits early enough that you could pick the fruit in April. It's the first mango fruit to come out. And then, like I said, my Fords, there's a Lancetilla, I think the Cabeza mango, they go into September. You could stretch them to October. And then some people will put a bag around it and really care for any variety and try and leave it on the tree really long. But as varieties go, Rosy Gold in April all the way to like your Ford, your Lancetilla, well, your Kits pretty much signal the end of the season. But then you got your Palmers, your Fords, your Lancetillas later in the year. Socks in the Garden, mouth-watering, SoFlo. Can Atulfo mangoes be grown and produced well in Florida? I don't know. I've not tried to grow them, and I hear they're a delicious mango. The only Atulfos I've had are like supermarket bought imports, and they have that same bland crappiness. Let's open this guy here. That most produce has. That's been imported, but I hear great things about the Atulfo. That's also a polyembryonic, so if you grow it, you'll get clones from the seed. Yeah, Socks in the Garden. You've only had mangoes from the grocery store, and even those are hit or miss. Even if they're ripe, they're bland. They really are. That's why, again, like, people say to me, like, I sell these mangoes, I sell these avocados online, and I don't sell the specialty mangoes. I grow about 20 specialty mangoes, but that's more like our collection, and it's for us because you might only get 3 or 4 fruit on a tree, So I tend to sell like the ones we just talked about, the Valencia Pride, the Hayden, the Glen, the Tommy, stuff like that. And around here, people kind of put their nose up at that. But if you grew up like Gay Space in Michigan, you grew up in Idaho, you grew up even in California, and all you've had are like imported store-bought mangoes, any one of these mangoes is, you're gonna love living on planet Earth more, knowing that you got another chance to try that flavor again. And most people I sell tropical fruit to that they haven't tried, like real, properly harvested, not chilled, not gassed mangoes, mame, lychees, longans. I always get a second order right away. This is that one. What was that called? Velen Kolabnan. Kolenban. Okay, Velen Kolenban.
Velai Kolenban.
Okay, did you try it?
No.
Uh-huh.
Let me see.
I like
Whoa.
it. Yeah.
Wow.
That's good. Okay. Yeah. Now I would say
Amazing.
this one leans a little towards that Indo-Chinese. It tastes a little.
Ooh, this is good.
It's got a little of that Namdak Mai sweetness, a little of that Maha Chinook sweetness, with a little bit of a resin taste to it too.
Wow, it has like that honey flavor at the end too.
Like a Maha Chinook, that honey flavor. Yep.
Whoa.
All right.
Wow, guys,
That's
is
a good
amazing.
one. Vellum Kolab Nan.
Yeah, remember this.
Now
This
again,
is so good.
Some of these could be well-known varieties from India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, who knows? They could be cultivated here in Florida. Or this could be just a collection from somebody's backyard and he named it.
You want more?
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
That's good.
Wow. I love the way sharing this with them.
Avo, yo amo a tulfo. Well, yeah, I'm sure it's good. I hear great things about it. I just haven't had a chance to taste a good one. Chris Farr, favorite infomercial. You're bringing back the infomercial. No, I do plug my website every now and then, and sometimes I get hate on it. People on the YouTube comments, oh, this was just a 12-minute commercial. And I'm like, dude, I was in sales 22 years of my life. If I wanted to use this to really blast sales, I wouldn't wait till the last 30 seconds of my video. You know what I mean? I know you're only joking, Chris. This is not aimed at you. Yeah, that's what's nice about this YouTube. You know, it gives me a chance to educate people. I mean, hell, we're isolated out here. We're practically in the Everglades. We get Burmese pythons. We got gators in the canal right behind our place. Foxes, bobcats, you know. And so YouTube also gives me a chance to talk, but it also gives me a chance to sell my fruit, which is, I appreciate.
You want the best
one?
one?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Socks in the Garden. You remember when we tasted and praised the Glen as a good classic mango? That's what inspired you to get one. And we will still praise the Glen mango. I mean, I said this also at the Fairchild Tropical Gardens event. Anytime you eat something that reminds you of your childhood, you're probably going to like the taste of it.
That's why I like the Glen.
That's what it does for you. That's what her grandmother grew. Artful Watcher. Most of the mangoes from the store are Kent, Atulfo, and Tommy Atkins. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And you get some little Asian varieties here and there too. Yeah, if you... You're right, Artful. If you found something like a sweet tart or a lemon zest in the grocery store, you'd be going back. It's like they say, people that are addicted to opiates, you know, they go chasing that first high. That's what it would be like for the rest of your life. Avo, the orange essence. I have one orange essence tree and I've never tasted it yet. It's too small to fruit. It's only going into its third season. I suspect it's going to flower. I expect it to flower this year, but I won't let it hold fruit. It's still a little small. I've heard good things about it. Socks in the Garden. That's why you started watching my videos, and now you're growing a Glen. Excellent choice. Pickering. Excellent choice. Sugarloaf. I've not tried, but I hear great things about it. Nam Doc Mai I love. Nam Doc Mai I love. And an orange sherbet, which I hear good things, but I haven't had a chance to taste yet. Artful's favorites are Glen, CC Love, Sweet Tart, Ice Cream, and you had a really good Malika yesterday. Yeah, Malika are good too. Soflo, 7-year-old daughter only likes yellow mangoes, like a Tulfo. Okay then, Nam Doc Mai, which there's one around here somewhere. Okay, the Nam Doc Mai looks like the ivory. So nice job. No, he picked the ivory up. So here's the ivory. Here's the Nam Doc Mai. This guy isn't ripe yet. This turns yellow when it ripens, and the flesh on the inside is more like the color of an avocado than the color of a mango. So your daughter might like the Nam Doc Mai. It's also a very fragrant mango. It has a delicious smell. Also polyembryonic, so if you plant the seeds, you'll get clones. Artful, Pickering and Duncan are two of the strongest, most disease-resistant varieties, and you know, CAC is supposedly rock solid too. Maha Chinook is, in my experience, clean as a whistle. I think of all the varieties I've grown, Maha Chinook has stayed the cleanest. My Pickerings get a little dirty. I mean, they're not gonna get nasty like that, or you know, like this, like this here, they're not gonna get covered like that, but then I take care of them too. Heard of Angie, hasn't heard of the Duncan. Socks in the Garden hasn't heard of the Duncan. There's a Duncan here somewhere. There we go, Duncan. Let's cut that open, but let's try something different, Noe. Let's do it like where we do the section. So just cut 2 sections and then come in like that. And that way, if we like it, we'll eat more. If not, we'll be able to finish it tomorrow. You know what I mean? Well, You're more picky than me. I'll be able to finish it tomorrow. Is that knife sharp enough?
Yeah.
Okay. And then just kind of slice up along the seed.
Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna try a Dunkin' right now. Chris, the older you get, the more you like fiber. Yeah, I used to be like really turned off by it. As I've been out picking, these turpentines have been ripening and just falling from the trees. When I need a little refreshing snack, I just take a big guzzle of water and I'll chew on some of these and power up. Okay, here's a Dunkin'. Okay, now look, the Dunkin' has a much more orange flesh than what we've been eating, right?
Yeah.
And we tried a Dunkin' that Paul from Fruitful Trees gave us, which I thought was excellent. You know, I wouldn't put it in my tops, but I thought it was a great mango. Now let's try this one.
It's okay. Do you like it?
I like it. It's resiny. It's got a lot of that like fragrant resiny. I always say it tastes a little like when you smell a candle or when you smell incense. There's like a resiny, or even a little spice to it.
Yeah, it's
like a
okay.
clove flavor. Not as sweet as I would have
No.
expected. No.
I'm a sweet girl, so you know I love sweet.
That's the Dunkin'. And I think Paul, if you're here, you can clarify. I think he's top working his Dunkin'. Top working means you cut off what you don't want and you splice in a variety of what you want. So we can actually change the type of tree we have. Let's try this ivory. I've been dying to try one of these. You can change the variety of your tree just by, he's gonna remove the Dunkin' branches and graft on, I think he wants to put sunrise on that tree. Paul, you can correct us if I'm wrong. Yeah, so that was the Dunkin' socks. Doug, you had your gram a couple evenings ago, and Joy says it was likely the best mango we've ever had that season. Yeah, I tried a gram this season too. It was really
Go
good.
ahead.
Did Joy go through all of her longans? Dude, I'm looking at this ivory,
good.
and I'm looking at this flesh, and I'm thinking that's a Nam Dak Mai.
I think so too.
Let me taste this.
I think this is not. Yeah. It is.
That's a Nam Dak Mai.
It is.
That ain't no ivory. Nuh-uh.
So I was right.
Boom, 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 boom. Wow. Mislabeled.
Mislabeled.
I guess the folks at Fairchild mislabeled that one. Unless, look, someone correct me if I'm wrong. Are the ivory and the Nam Dak like so close as to be
Maybe you guys
indistinguishable?
can research this and
Yeah.
show us if we're wrong.
But that's a Nam Dak Mai. You
Nam
blindfold.
Dak Mai.
First of all, you show me that and it's not labeled. I'm saying Nam Dak. I asked you to find a Nam Dak. You grabbed for that mango because the Sharpie was on the other side. The flesh. Now, I just told you about one of you guys about your daughter who likes yellow flesh mango. So contrast that with this Dunkin'. Look at the difference in color there.
Yeah, look at that.
Right? That's Nam Dak Mai. So if your
It
daughter likes yellow mango, she'll love that.
Yeah, totally.
Tastes like Nam Dak to me, which is delicious. I love Nam Dak.
Me too.
I think we have 4 Nam Dak trees. That's how much I like them.
We know now.
Avo has a Tulfo and Manila seedlings. I don't know about the Manila. The orange essence, I have it too, and I can't wait till it produces. Greater good. March of 2023, you planted Julie. Excellent choice. Nam Dak Mai number 4. So anyone who's reading these comments, there are offshoots. So the Nam Dak Mai came over to America from Thailand, and then seeds were planted. And when I say you get a clone, you get all but one sprout are clones from a polyembryonic variety. The one is actually a fertilized. So if you get 4 seedlings, you're getting 3 clones and 1 fertilized. Some have been fertilized, and there are variants of the Nam Dak Mai, like the Nam Dak Mai number 4, which I'm told is bigger and tastes better than the Nam Dak Mai, but I've not tried one. Greater, maybe you could weigh in on that. Julie is an excellent choice. Dwarf, slow grower, but delicious, delicious mango. Heck, man, Greater Good, you got you a nice collection there. Have you eaten the M4 yet? I've been hearing a lot about that. Tell me about the M4. Oh, Tony Khan, how you doing, man? Another one of my big customers. I just sent you a box. Was it today? Yesterday? I don't know. It seems like I'm always sending you fruit. Thanks for sharing the fruits of your labor. How are the Monsteras looking this year? I think I'm a little lighter than most years. It's funny you asked that, Tony. Monstera deliciosa, for everyone watching, is a fern-like decorative plant. It's a house plant. It's a landscaping feature here in Miami, but it also gives a delicious tasting fruit. Amazing fruit. And it's very, very expensive because it's rare. The trees don't, the ferns don't produce I don't know if it's a fern, but the plants don't produce a lot of them. The ones I have look good, but I was walking up the road the other day and I said to myself, like, tomorrow my son and I have to get out and start counting them because it'll only be in about 3 weeks that I'll be selling them online. But they're the best. You ever buy any off of me, or have you ever tried them, Tony? Frosty, you want to grow more fruit trees, you just have to wait to move out. We're saving a seat for you down here in Florida, buddy. You would love it down here. Okay. Yep, Doug, now I have another early season mango, the Rosy Gold. Artful Watcher, how many guys do we have in our operation? Picking, packing, maintaining, and shipping. Okay. Farming is seasonal, and farming is a business, we call it co-opetition. And so the big guys who have excess capacity will outsource their jobs to us smaller guys. So for example, if I ever bought a tractor, a spraying machine, you know, the big topper and hedger equipment you use, a shredder that you need to shred everything you cut, I would never break even. You need to have 1,000 acres to justify that kind of purchase. People who do have 1,000 acres, they have excess capacity and all that machinery, so they hire it out. And so there are also grove caretaking companies that hire out work. And so for the big jobs, I do that. For the little jobs, it's me, Noe, and Tommy. Every now and then, some of Tommy's friends will help us out. And then when it's in between, there's some workers that I'll bring on. But we had a house fire in November of 2020. Prior to that, we had just brought on one full-time worker and we were working on a second one. And then after the house fire, she got real sick with COVID. We've told the story a zillion times. She didn't get out of bed for 18 months. We thought she was gonna die. And that really knocked us back. And I haven't built things up back yet to where I can justify. But you know, probably next year at this time, it'll be me, Noe, and Tommy, 2 full-time employees, and then I'll bring in that expertise for the big jobs. You know, when we're trimming 300 trees, you know, by the time I went out there with a chainsaw, by the time I finished the last one, it'd be time to start the first one over again.
Yep.
You know, I hope that answered your question. Artful, you've been wanting to try an Edward. Yeah, Edwards are delicious. They're delicious, and the Edward is kind of a classic Florida variety, but it's, oh my God, it is so good. It's so good. Shy producer though. Growing Together Nursery LLC. I've not had the Valkyrie, but it's a combination of 2 of my favorite mangoes, the Valencia Pride and the Carrie. God dang it. I have a Carrie out on my counter. The Carrie's an early variety that starts in May, but I found a tree that had like 4 of them hiding on it. And so I picked those and, I found a tree that had about a dozen hiding on it. And I sent 8 of them out to some lucky customers. I slipped it in their box, and then there was 2 of them that had like, every now and then you get like messed up fruit, like that guy there, or that Valencia Pride had like a slit in it. This guy here, look at that split, right? So whenever I get like a messed up fruit, I keep that for us. So I kept 2 carries, but I have not tried the Valkyrie in spite of hearing great things about it. Don't cut myself again, Chinatown boy. Yes, I will try not to cut myself again. Thank you. SoFlo, not mango related, but last month you gave your neighbor a bunch of yard-long beans, an eggplant, and today she has a box of sweet Georgia peaches mailed from, oh, I love that. I love that. There's a couple up in Pennsylvania in the fall. I trade them a box of Monroe avocados. They send me a box of Honeycrisp apples and pears. That they pick up there.
They were so good.
I love trading. One of the guys that has one of these grove caretaking services, I sometimes do some work for him, and then I do it in trade for some fruit, because he also owns some groves, you know, and he pays me in fruit. And then recently, Javier, who might be on the chat tonight, he wanted us to graft his grandfather's tree, and I traded him 5 chickens. Last week I traded 40 mangoes for a 37-pound
Yeah, but
jackfruit.
the 5 chickens, okay, so now are producing eggs. And I trade eggs for arepas, which is a delicious breakfast in my country.
You did.
So trade.
Yeah. And our neighbor will hang a bag of fruit on the fence, and she'll give us a call. There'll be a basket with like a jar of like what does she make that milk?
Yeah, it's a dessert with milk.
Yeah, they
And
have
then
cows.
cheese too.
Yeah,
Cheese,
and
cheese,
fresh
cheese.
squeezed milk. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
I guess fresh squeezed orange juice. You know, right out of the cow's
and
boob.
cheese.
She makes cheese. And we trade them for fruit. I love trading. Chinatown, every video is an infomercial for t-shirt sales. Yeah, not every comment has to be like, you don't have to like, you know, make a point with every comment. You know what I'm saying, bro? Have you bought a t-shirt from me? Robert, jackfruit, any opinion on seed grown versus grafted? How important is it for that fruit? You have a 10-foot tree that you grew from a Whole Foods seed, but you read mixed opinion. Yes. Okay, I've never done it. And we do graft jackfruit. But I'm told of all the tropical fruits, the jackfruit seed does not grow true. And for those of you who don't know what that means that when you take a seed from this Tommy mango and plant it, the resulting tree won't give you Tommy mangoes. It's just like when my wife and I have a baby, had a baby. He's not an exact match of me, and he's not an exact match of her. He's a combination of our DNA. So you get a unique tree. But with jackfruit, I'm told that you get very similar trees. So avocados are heterozygous. Like people, you could wind up with having a daughter that has green eyes, and no one in your family has green eyes. Your grandma didn't have green eyes. Your grandma's grandma didn't have green eyes. But somewhere down the line, someone had green eyes, and now you got a daughter with green eyes. It's the same with avocados. Heterozygous. They have a lot of opportunity for genetic mutation and variation. What I'm told is jackfruit you can plant from seed and be pretty confident you'll get a decent tasting jackfruit. And I have eaten tons of seed grown jackfruit that was delicious. I've had not much success at all with seed grown avocados nor seed grown mangoes. Now look, every variety here came from a seed once, but more often than not, it's not too good. SoFlo, 3 mangoes for lunch and peaches for dinner. That's us. I'm in my 34-inch waist until about the end of August when I get back down into the 32, and I don't care. Frosty, you saw apple trees at a nursery. You want apples. Dude, you're in Vermont. Grow what your USDA hardiness zone, what will thrive there.
Yep.
Grow yourself some apples. You would love it. And we could trade apples for avocados. Rayar, any thought on the Valkyrie? I haven't tasted it yet, but I mean, take a Valencia Pride, mix it with a Carry. I'll eat that every day. Javier, speaking of chasing the demon, you've planted 6 mango trees, 2 avocado trees, and this is the year they've grown. That's great. They're taking off. As they say, trees spend the first year sleeping, the second year creeping, the third year leaping. You're in the leaping phase. Oh, Minnie, do I sell Madame Francois? I do not. And I know very few people who grow it, but it is I'm tasting it right now. It's one of my favorite mangoes. Imagine, I have, acres of mangoes, and if I see that variety, the Haitian variety, in a fruit stand, I buy a box. I don't even, I go to the cashier, or the guy that owns the place, I say, how much for the box? I don't want 2 for $5 or 6 for 10. You know what I mean? I'm gonna buy the box. I love them. And again, a very high fiber mango, but worth having to use dental floss after. Which one's the Hock Trois? You saw my video. Oh, we tasted it already.
Yeah, we did.
We tasted the Hock Trois key. I'm sorry about that. It was good, not great, right?
Yeah, it was okay.
Right? We tasted that one. That was the first one we tasted. Yeah, we tasted the Hock Trois. Gio knows. Cheers from Ottawa. How you doing, Gio? Gay Space, the fibery ones have very good flavor but hurt your teeth. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Chris, far size matters. Boy, I heard that. Let's see. Blessings Fruit Garden. Just ordered your first box of mangoes from Guac Farm. All right. Thank you for the order. I appreciate that. And you got it in just in time because it won't be but another week or two that we're picking the bones. I mean, those trees are empty. It was a very light year this year,
Yep.
like a 10-15% crop of what we normally get. Okay, Doug's out of here. I'm sure he's an early to bed, early to rise kind of guy. Okay, Greater Good. Namdok Mai and Ivory are very close in taste. Yeah, what I just ate right there was indistinguishable. And indistinguishable in look and everything. But yeah, I could, and then yeah, it's got to be that. Robert, can I give you an idea as to how many trees per acre is a practical number? 40? 40? And let them grow, you know, let them grow big and wide. I think that's probably a practical number. If you really want to work at it, you could go more than that, but you know, there's only so much space. So if you have 3 trees next to each other or one big tree, but they're all producing, you know, you got a big tree that produces 90 mangoes or 3 trees that produce 30, 30, and 30. Because, you know, they're all drawing the same amount of nutrients from the ground and they're occupying that same amount of space. So I guess it would depend on your purpose. Like if you're someone who runs a nursery, you might want variety because you need a lot of different cuttings, so you have a lot of different baby trees to sell. If you're someone like me that wants to sell fruit commercially, you're better off kind of not having a lot of different varieties, you know, having everything so it ripens at the same time. You pick it all in 1 week and send it. But 40 is probably a good baseline to shift up or down from there. Cece, how you doing? Artful Watch, you got lemon zest. Oh my God, I tried that this year. You got to taste it, no? It's delicious. Oh, find us another one to try here. One of these ones that's got writing on it. Is it soft?
No, touch it.
No, that one's not quite ready yet. How about this here? No, that one's not ready. No, that's not ready. Oh, here we go. Let's try this guy here. Now this one's interesting because it looks like it's a ZWD10. I don't know, does Z mean Zill? I don't know. I know that before these mangoes get like, you know, official names like Valencia Pride, Glen, Gary, Kit, Kent, a lot of times they're just categorized based on their location in the nursery. Like we were talking about the M4 before. I'm inclined to believe that's like row M, column 4. And then eventually, you know, it'll come up with a name. So this has some kind of Z something or other -10. Again, a very different color. Smells like Valencia Pride.
It's good.
Oh yeah.
It's good.
Yes. That tastes like candy. That's very sweet with some tartness. No fiber.
No fiber.
And it looks like ZDW10. I don't know if that's what it says or not.
Yeah, CDW10.
That's good.
It has a classic flavor. That's why you love it so
Oh
much.
yeah, that's true. I love the classic flavors.
Paul is
All right,
always
Brown.
making fun of you.
Paul does make fun of me. Find us another one. Okay, Tony, you ordered Monsteras the last 2 seasons, and you hope to get some this year. You were able to get some seeds to sprout. Wow, that's awesome that you were able to grow them from seeds. That's great. We usually just take cuttings and just throw them down on the ground and they take off, you know. Try to get the ones that are labeled
Yeah.
out
that's
front.
what I'm
Oh,
doing.
what's this guy here? This big fat. Oh, that's nice.
It's the same.
Oh, that's the same thing. Good. We have another one of those. The ZDW10. How about this one? Oh, what's this? Oh, this is a Van Dyke. That's nothing crazy.
I think we
Of the ones that
We ate
were.
all
Okay,
of
here's
them.
one. This is called a Lippens. Lippens. Let's try that
let's
guy.
try that one.
We'll try this Lippens. So Tony, you've ordered the Monsteras 2 years in a row. Yeah, they're really good. And I want my YouTube viewers to actually taste what they're seeing in the videos. If you go to other websites, you'll see people sell the Monsteras for like 75 bucks a piece. I sell them for 25 bucks a piece, which is still a hell of an expensive piece of fruit. But I sell a box of 3 for 75 bucks because I want you guys to try them. They sell out in a day and a half. They don't even last 48 hours when I put them up to sell. Etsy is, okay, Etsy has solid Scion selections. I didn't know that, Artful Watcher. Thank you for people that's looking for Scions. Chris, you'll take some busted up fruit at a discount. Dude, I'll tell you what, if you were local and wanted to come get them, you get them at a discount. The problem is the shipping. You know, it's the, you know, and the whole question of food, and people talk about like food shortages and all this. It's the logistics. It's getting the food there. It's not, you know what I mean? That's the problem. If I sent you uglies versus nice fruit, I still have to pay the labor to pick them and pay the shipping. The cost of the fruit is minimal to me, whether I send an ugly or a nice one. You know what I mean? So I just send everyone the good ones. I keep the uglies for us. We make jam out of them. We eat them. You know, look at these aren't super pretty looking fruit. You know what I mean? What do you think of that one? No.
No, it doesn't rock my boat.
No.
It's okay.
Yeah, what was that called again?
No,
Right on
hold
the
on.
cover.
Oh, right. Okay, right.
Lippens.
Lippens.
Yeah, nothing special. It doesn't rock her boat.
It's okay.
Find another one.
That's it, babe.
Try that Bachelor out there. The one called Bachelor. No?
They're not ready. No.
Okay, then let's do this. Let's bring out the ones we already ate and let's keep eating them. Because I'm loving them. Let me answer these questions. Okay, different breed. Am I going to grow any jackfruit trees? I don't think so. I know you want to grow one, right? Noe?
Yeah.
You want to grow jackfruit.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I
You don't want to?
want to snap my fingers and have a jackfruit tree out
Can
back.
you? Can you?
No, we'd have to grow it and wait, you know what I mean? And it's just as easy for us. I mean, we have people who grow jackfruit in walking distance from us, you know what I mean?
I know.
But yeah, I would like to grow it. And then I'd have to find a way to sell it locally because I can't imagine how much it would cost to ship a 40-pound jackfruit.
Let's grow a China.
The China jackfruit is so good. So good. Jesse, just got a Super Julie. Are they good? I hear they're good. I mean, the Julie is amazing. So if this one is a Super Julie, it's got to be better. They're good. Mr. F, just wanted to tell you you've enjoyed all the free education and love we share online. Thank you very much, Mr. F. We appreciate that. Doug, oh, your Tommy's ready. You're going to enjoy it tomorrow afternoon. That's awesome, Doug. I hope you like it. Georgia Gardner, you need to place another order. Can you select what mangoes coming in order? I mean, okay, this year, no, because we just got to go with what we got. This year, not only was the crop bad, but it was also messed up. Like, I'm out of Valencia Prides. I'm done. This might be the last one I picked off the tree. I have none left. I usually start picking Valencia Pride this time of year. Oh, here's a good Valencia. You know, well, can you cut me a piece? You know, we'll get one or two that come in early. They blush up or they fall off the tree. So this year I had to just pick what I could and go. In other years, I'll give like drop-down selection. But again, it's usually just all one variety. So you pick Valencia Pride, you pick Kit, you pick something else. This year I tried something different where I put a no preference. And then everyone who chose no preference immediately sent me a text with their preference. And we're just not engineered to do that. I can't I can't commit to like 2 Valencia Prides, 2 Kits, 2 Maha Chinooks, 2 Namdak Mais because we don't pick them all at the same time.
No.
You know, other groves they're willing to do that, you know, and that, you know, but I'm just not engineered that way. I go out, I pick a truckload, we come in, we pack it and ship, you know. Artful Watcher loves arepas, Noe. And they were selling them at the Mango Fest, you're right. Artful, are you one of the people I met there and I know your real name, but I don't know you as Artful? Uh, where are we here? Don Smith, good day, Tom. You just woke up and found me. Don, are you from the land down under? You just woke up and you're saying good day? Because you're like always the first commenter on every video I post, which I guess makes sense because I tend to go live with my videos at like 7 a.m., which is probably 7 p.m. over where you are. But nice to have you here, Don. Chris, you bought a t-shirt and will again. Don't worry about the haters. You have plenty of true supporters. And you're one of them, Chris. And I really, it's like I told you in the email earlier. I always love when I see your name. There's a bunch of you guys. When I see your names, I get happy inside, you know? Artful, you have the hat and wear it everywhere. I think I know who you are. Do you also have a Fruitful Trees hat and a very cute daughter, a little sweetie? I think I might know who you are, Artful. Frosty's Garden Adventure. You have very limited space, so maybe you can only get 1 or 2 apple trees. Yeah, I would do it, man. I would go for it. At least you know it's going to work up where you are. Are Madame Francois and Turpentine similar? Robert asked. They're similar in... cut up some more mango, dude. Keep me feeding, man. They're similar in fiber and texture, but not in taste. The Madame Francois, it's like taking a scoop. You know the Haitian ones, Noe? Mm-hmm. You know those little orangish gold ones I bring home?
Yeah.
It's like biting into a spoonful of honey. They are so... Now give me other varieties, dude.
But like...
Come on, you're stuffing me with Valencia, bro.
But you don't... This one, you don't want this one. I know you want
Give
that
me
one.
that ODW 10 or whatever.
Oh, okay. This
Don't argue with me on the live stream. Where was I? Oh, no, they're similar in fiber, but not in taste. The turpentine hits you. The turpentine is tart. The turpentine is like refreshing, like a lemonade. The Madame Francois is more just like smooth and so sweet and so good. Mr. F, you're heading down to Homestead later this week. Do I sell avocados and mangoes in person? Yes. But mangoes, maybe not. I don't know if I'll even have any left later this week, is the problem. I'll have tons of avocados, though. So go to the About section, get my contact info, reach out to me, and we could work something out if you're on your way down this way. Mark, you just got your 10-pound box of mangoes. Super excited for them to ripen. Fantastic. I'm glad they got there. And I think I remember what I sent you, but go into the chat. Tell us what you got. I think I can guess, but tell me what you got. Okay, greater good, it's probably a ZIL M10. Well, let's see here. ZIL?
Down.
Okay, that don't look like ZIL to me.
No.
Hold that up to the camera so people, like, oh no, walk over there so
Okay.
people can see it.
See?
ZDW-10, I don't know. All I know, it is good.
It's real good.
Did you like it? Mm-hmm. I like it. Grand Canyon, hello from the Cayman Islands. Grand Cayman. Clova's Garden, Grand Cayman. Hello from the Cayman Islands. We got to go to the Cayman Islands one time.
Yeah, we did.
We went
It was
to,
fun.
I forget, Grand Cayman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, the water, your water there is more clear than swimming pools I've been in. It's incredible.
It was
We had
amazing.
a great time.
We loved it.
Mm-hmm. Artful, thanks for you're welcome, Artful. Where are we here? Javier Arango, you're frequently down in Homestead in Florida City. Yeah, reach out and see. Reach out. Please do when you're down here. You're gonna take Chris offer of busted fruit for less. I'll shoot an email. Yeah, if you want to come and take some uglies, that's fine. And I don't mind if someone's here in person. And you know, look, most of these avocados behind me are uglies because that's what I keep. Now, I'll eat this all day, every day. There might be maybe here there might be a little bit of flesh damage. But I'm perfectly fine selling uglies to people who want them, who see them, and they know what they're getting. But I don't ship them to people. I always pick enough extra so that we can discard the uglies. Dara, Singh, Hira, how you doing? We're doing good. Have we tried Mexicola avocados? No, we've not tried a Mexicola. Those are grown more in California. The only California varieties, of course, the Hass, that's 95% of the market. And I've tried Zutano, I've tried Fuerte, but I've also tried Zutano, and I love Zutano. I have a friend who grew up in California. I think he grafted it, brought his grafted tree here in Miami, planted it in his front yard 20 years ago, and he gives me these beautiful Zutano avocados every time they ripen. You want to eat more of this?
You want more?
Yeah, ZOW-10 gay space. I don't know what, I guess I could Google it. Well, my hands are all mango. I really don't want to Google it. Okay, new to the live, but love my videos and personality. Thank you. I'm glad we have a friend up north. People up north, we have a lot of friends up north.
Yeah.
We had a family come from Wisconsin. We have a guy come down from Minnesota. He's camped here and fishes with me and everything. We talk on the phone all the time. I was looking out the window. My son's friend was looking out the window one day. He's like, who are them two guys with baseball hats out there? It was two Canadians. Just came walking out. Can you do me a favor and try to see if you can get your charger to work, Noe? Broke Farmer, hey, how you doing, man? Ray R, apples are not self-pollinating, so you need 2 trees. Okay, Frosty, pay attention to what Ray R is telling you. Instinct, if the jackfruit is too large, you could just sell it in smaller pieces. You know, I don't know, because then you might have to refrigerate it. Oh, no, hit the okay. We're back, guys. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like we're back now. Frosty, Ray R was saying you need more than 1 apple for pollination. You need more than 1 apple tree. And Ray, I'll tell you what, this guy Frosty, he knows his stuff. And so he's like a very research, education, detail-oriented kind of guy. So I'm sure if he gets apple trees, he will do all the right things. And then Instinct, if the jackfruit is too large, I could just sell it in smaller pieces or no. Yeah, but the problem is once you cut it open, then you got to keep it refrigerated. And then that opens up a whole other can of worms for shipping. There's certain fruits that are just very hard to ship. We grow a fruit called loquat. They're amazing. They're amazing. People love loquats. You got to eat them within a few hours of picking them off the tree. If I go out at noon and I wait till 8 p.m., they're already too mushy. There's 0 shelf life, but they're delicious. You know, star fruit, the star fruit we have here are absolutely amazing, but they have horrible, horrible shelf life. That's why they're so expensive. They're easy to grow. They grow fast, but a horrible shelf life. And jackfruit, I think, would be challenging to ship, you know. Perry Bridgman, Sleepy Lizard, such a solid rep. Oh, thank you very much, Perry. I appreciate that. You're wearing your t-shirt while watching what an avocado farmer's day looked like. Oh my God, I was so hot that day. Thank you, Noe. I was dying. That was a long day. I wanted to take you guys to where I get lunch. We usually stop for a pupusa. I wanted to stop at a fruit stand and get a drink called guarapo, which is like a ground sugar cane juice. Absolutely delicious. I just ran out of energy. Plus, I had to get all that fruit out and out to you guys. And so maybe we'll do a day in the life of when we're really heavy into avocado harvesting. Juju, are day similar to Hass? I don't know, but I don't know. I've never had a day. Again, I think of California when I think a day. I don't know about that one. Hugo T, you just received your box of Ronnie's out here in Pasadena. I think they're Donnie's. Look again, if you got them from me, they're Donnie's. It'd be, if they look like this, sort of like egg-shaped. And there might be some with an S mark on them, little fat guys. Those would be, let me find it, where is it? Those would be the Simmons variety, which is this guy right here. Ronnie, I know Lara Farms sells them. So if you got them from Lara Farms, you might have got some Ronnies. The Donnie is an early season that starts in May. The Ronnie is so late from last year, it's almost like it's early this year. So they could overlap a little bit. Ray, you can graft multiple apples. Robert's trying to grow an apple in South Florida. Holy crap, man. Good luck with that. We have a jujube tree that's almost like a mild Granny Smith apple. They're delicious. Georgia, you're welcome for all the information. And oh, thank you very much for placing your order. And you know what? You're right. Get them because we'll be starting with these kits like within the next week or so. And that's going to be it for the year, unfortunately. Okay, am I looking to grow any soursop? No, I love it. But like for eating it, I can get enough of that locally, trade my friends, you know, guys that do work for me, if they're out picking it, there's always a few uglies that, you know, we just kind of share with each other and stuff like that. You know, space is a premium, and while I'd love to be like a collector and grow stuff for myself to eat, I have to make a living at this too, unfortunately. And so, you know, I try to like grow what I know what I know I can sell. Although I did get a little carried away and put in like a private collection of specialty mangoes, mainly Zill variety mangoes. I would love to grow soursop, anonas, sugar apples, you know, all that stuff, canistel. But no, wait, what happened, man? We lost you.
I'll be right back.
Okay. But yeah, I'm not going to try to grow those. Instinct, you live in Munich and you would really love to try Mame. Well, one thing I know about Germans is they love to come to Florida for vacation. I used to work for Siemens, which is, you know, a huge German company. And when I would go over there to headquarters, I would always fly home from Munich. And man, I loved your food over there. And what a beautiful town. I love flying home from the Munich airport because I could go to bed at like 9 o'clock at the hotel there. I'm up and out. I'm on a flight at 7:20. I'd be back home in Miami by 2:33 p.m. the next day. So yeah, keep us in mind next time you come to Florida. Let's see here. Georgia Gardner, thanks for all the information. Best wishes. You're placing your order. Thank you. K, different breed. Look, soursop. Okay, and then Nok Nisiahia. You want to try Mexicola, but you can't find them anywhere. Yeah, I don't know where they'd have them. I feel like you got to go out to California somewhere. Alpha Gorilla Thug. Hell of a name there, man. I'm almost a little intimidated to read your comment. You recently tried 2 new varieties of grocery store mangoes in New York City, Indio and Sunset. Much better than the usual Tommy Atkins Kent kit. Yeah, I don't know either of those varieties, but yes, I mean, yeah. This time of year, well, I'll tell you, say you're in New York City. I mean, this time of year, it is not at all uncommon for me to be selling mangoes to a local fruit stand, and a guy will pull up in a big box truck, and he'll just buy out everything. And they just come, and then boom, right to New York City. They'll just drive the whole night through, and that fresh fruit's on the, you know, mainly to Chinatown, but, you know, on the shelves the next day. Skipping the whole chilling process, the whole gassing process, and it gives people a chance to get some really good fruit. What fruit that I don't have planted would I plant if I had the chance? Probably jackfruit, probably the question that was asked earlier. I also have 2 small Mame Americana. It's not Mame, it's a whole different fruit that I love as well that I'm going to be putting in. But yeah, if I could wave a magic wand, I would probably like to have 2 varieties of jackfruit out in the grove, one of which would be China. And again, that would be mainly for us to eat here because I don't know how I'd sell it. Tony, any plans on growing longans or sugar apples? I've got 4 longan trees right behind this wall, and they're going crazy this year. In fact, it's the first year that I'm getting a really good harvest off of them. And I didn't realize, I didn't realize that you're supposed to actually prune them. They give so much fruit in the bunch that you need to take away about half of the fruit so the remaining fruit can size up. I didn't know that, and I didn't do that this year, so I'm hoping I still get a good crop. But I mean, longans. Tell them about, what do you do with longans?
You just open them and you just eat them, and they're so sweet inside and juicy.
Okay, great or good. Day avocado was developed in Florida. Decent oil content, decent production. Yeah, I've not had the day. Mark, you're not sure which mangoes you received. The green sheet has 8, but none are circled. Yeah, because I would have wrote on the skin with Sharpie. That's why I didn't circle any on the sheet. Yeah, take a look. There might be some Sharpie written on the skin. I hope it didn't wear off. But it was probably a combination of Kent, Namdok Mai, Zill, maybe a Van Dyke or 2, and maybe a Tommy. Some people ask me not to put Tommies, so I don't put Tommies for them. Robert, do I do my own composting or simplify by using fertilizers? Both. Can you hit that?
Oh, sure. It's not charging, hon. I'm sorry.
Does Tommy have a charger?
Let me check.
Okay, at the very bottom, there's a thing that says okay.
Okay.
You need to, okay. Did you check it? Well, okay, yeah, see if Tommy has a charger.
Yeah, my charger is not
Yeah,
working.
okay, we might lose you. My wife's charger ain't working. Let's see here. Do I do my own composting or simplify it by using fertilizers? Both. So number one, we grow in solid rock down here, limestone rock. It's a giant block of limestone rock. You cut an inch into the ground, there's maybe an inch of soil, not even. In fact, if the ground hasn't been turned into a farm, you could see the exposed limestone rock. This grove is about 40 years old, 35 years old. And what we do is we let all the organic material that drops from the trees, all the leaves, all the branches, when we mow in between rows, we blow it under the trees. So under the trees, we've now got decades of constantly composting soil and organic material there. I don't bring any in. And then twice a year, we fertilize. We buy it at a fertilizer store and fertilize that way. So that's how we do composting and fertilizing. Nothing, it's a commercial operation. I don't mess around with home brew tricks and stuff. I just, boom, boom, get it done. Kind of a process. Mark, Glenn, Kit, Kent, Palmer, Valiant, Valencia, Pride, Hayden. Yeah, I know it's on the sheet. Yeah, it should say in Sharpie on your, I just found one we didn't try.
Oh, go open it.
Yeah, it should say on your, on the skin itself with Sharpie. But yeah, maybe I just neglected to mark it. But if I didn't, then I usually circle it. But I know this week, I sent out Kent, Valencia Pride, Zill, Namdok Mai. If you got any that look kind of like, a little lighter green, but a little curly Q like that. If you got one that looks like this, that would be Namdok Mai, Mark. But yeah, maybe that one slipped by me and I didn't write the varieties. Perry, any suggestions for soil prep for lychee and jaboticaba? No, but we don't do soil prep. We just take whatever we get from the nursery and dig a hole and stick it in. Now, your soil might be different, and particularly for jaboticaba and lychee, they're very, very fussy, very tough to propagate and grow. And I had a lychee tree, a hurricane knocked it over. I didn't bother to stand it back up. It was too much work to get fruit off of it. I do have a jaboticaba, and I make it fruit 3 times a year. But I just have it in my regular soil here. So I don't know about that stuff. Sorry about that. Have I had reed avocados? I have. They're nice and round like a baseball. And a reed avocado is very good. Broke farmer. Broke farmer is redundant. You could just say farmer. We're all broke. We know that. Is there any mango I could think of that would have a chance in the ground in Georgia 8B? Unlike avocados, there's really no cold hardy mangoes that have been developed yet. There's people working on it particularly so they could be grown out in California. But there aren't any cold hardy mangoes yet. They're all pretty much susceptible to the same cold. So the answer is no. There wouldn't be one that's gonna have a better chance surviving outside or below its USDA hardiness zone suggestion. Socks in the garden, joining the mango revolution, broke. Look, you could do them in pots. You could bring them in and out at night. You could try to have a try to have a greenhouse kind of an operation. But as far as like growing them in your backyard, it's not gonna work. I said that I didn't get many fruit instinct. I said that I didn't get many fruits this time. Am I worried it'll be the same or even worse next time? Absolutely. We're always worried about that as farmers. We're always worried about a hurricane or some weather event knocking our trees down or knocking the fruit off of our trees, or a flood, a drought, anything like that. Thank you. That could affect our trees. And so, yeah, but you know, I mean, statistically speaking, you're always, you know, we pretty much always get a good crop of avocado. Maybe one variety is a little light, but another variety that maybe was light last year makes up for it, you know? So no, I'm not real worried about next year. Well, that smells good.
Yeah.
What do you think of this one?
It's okay. It's not bad. You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do we remember the name?
It's lychee.
Le Chien.
Lychee.
Yeah, nothing special.
No.
Reminds me a little of that Lancet Hill.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't really taste like a mango.
No, that's what it is.
Tastes like a cross of a cantaloupe and an orange.
Yeah,
almost.
it tastes like a cantaloupe. It does.
It's like a melon.
Look at you.
Oh, there is a little bit of resin around the skin.
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay. I don't know, I keep coming back to this DOW10 or whatever it was.
It's
Very good.
It's really, really good.
Broke farmer, you know, you love experimenting. A lot of people do. And I think that's great. I think, you know, we're talking to Frosty here. He's up in Vermont. He's got banana plants growing. A lot of our subscribers on this channel are growing things in places that they shouldn't. And the USDA hardiness zone isn't natural for that type of plant. And they make a lot of work and, you know, create an environment for the plant to thrive. It's a challenge, and I encourage it. I think it's great. What is the fattiest, most creamy avocado variety? I don't know, like, you know, by grams of fat and all that kind of stuff, but I know the Hass grown in California, very fatty. The Monroe that we grow here is high in fat. The Lula, well, I might be talking out my butt now. I think the Lula's very high in fat. It's kind of an oily avocado. Tastes really good. But gosh, I don't know if I was to Google it. I don't know what I'd learn, but if I had to lay a guess, I'd say the Hass. Well, okay, most creamy, the Lula. I mean, the Lula is a super creamy. That's the one we used to have in the backyard.
Yeah.
Super creamy avocado. Okay, so Socks in the Garden has them in pots in a greenhouse. Yeah, so you're working to create a special environment. Ricky Patel, do I have sugarloaf mango? No, but I tried one last year. You tried one too. The sugarloaf is delicious. It is
so good.
So good.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, but I don't have that tree. We have a disease called laurel wilt that kills our avocado trees. And it used to depress me, man, when I'd find a couple of dead trees in the grove. You got to cut them down, pull the stumps out.
Sad.
Now I get mixed emotions. I have about a half a day of depression because I'm losing a tree, and then I get excited because I get to plant something new, you know? And I probably plant like one new fruit. It's probably a ratio of like 4 new mango varieties to every new fruit. So if I lose 5 trees, I'm probably putting in 4 mango varieties I don't have, and then maybe some fruit that I don't have, you know, like the Mame Americana or something like that. Nightwolf, how often do I call the workers to help me pick fruit? Okay, you generally pick in 2-week cycles. And so let's talk avocado. For avocado, you pretty much pick in a 2-week cycle. So every variety has its time that you can pick it, because unlike mangoes that you could do tests, like we do a little core test on mangoes. So like, can you get the mango that's on the other side of that box over there? You can like test a mango on the tree to see if those mangoes are ready to pick or not. Or you could just see it change color and it blushes. Or like your tomatoes at home, they go from green to red. Avocados don't do that. Avocados look the same on the tree as they do when they're on the shelf in the supermarket. And so what we do with mangoes is we take a little core sample and we look inside, and if the flesh is yellow, we know they're okay to pick. So this is a kit variety that's just starting to blush. These are typically an August variety mango, but because, well, we're only about 10 days away from August, a lot of them are starting to blush already. And so this is a kit with no blush. I'm sorry, this is a Kent with no blush. There's no color on it. But if you were to cut into a kit right now with no color on it, you might get like white skin on the white flesh on the inside. No, it's not okay to pick.